Welcome everybody to Video Game Jeopardy! Today's game we are going to be going over is one of my personal favorites, God of War. And we're not talking about God of War that was released back in 2018. No. We're going all the way back to Sony Santa Monica's first rendition of God of War back all the way in 2005. And before we jump right into it and view today's categories, let's go over some of the rules. So the rules here goes over how the game is played. If you want to pause the video and look up an answer, that's perfectly fine because I'm really not going to know the difference anyway. And tell me how you did in today's game in the comments down below. So now let's go over the categories. Category 1 is going to be gifts from the gods. This is going over all the gifts from the gods in God of War 1. Next up is locations. I am going to show you a picture of a location in God of War 1 and you have to tell me what that location is called. Next we have the big bad of God of War 1, which is Ares. Everything to do with Ares in God of War 1. Next category is enemy types. I am going to show you a picture of an enemy and you have to tell me what the enemy is called. And last but absolutely not least is voices. I'm going to play you a voice from the game and you have to tell me which character belongs to that voice. So let's not waste any time, let's jump into the 200 category. So first up in 200, under gifts from the gods. What god gives Kratos the ability to throw lightning bolts? And you are completely correct if you said Zeus.
I offer you the power of Zeus. Take this weapon, Kratos. Take this power and use it to defeat your enemy.
Up in 200s under locations, tell me the name of this location. And you are correct if you said Athens. Now, under Ares for 200. What weapon did Kratos receive from Ares? You are correct if you said the Blades of Chaos.
The Blades of Chaos, forged in the foulest depths of Hades. Once attached, the chains remained so, chained and seared to the flesh, a part of the bearer's body. A permanent reminder of Kratos' pledge.
Next, enemy types. What is the name of this enemy? And you are correct if you said the Undead Legionnaire. I will also accept just undead. Close enough. And lastly, for 200 under voices. Tell me, who is this character?
Destroy my enemies, and my life is yours.
And you are 100% right if you said Kratos.
Destroy my enemies, and my life is yours.
Now let's jump into the 400-point questions. Under gifts from the gods for 400, what was Kratos' gift from Artemis? You are correct if you said the Blade of Artemis.
Take this gift and use it to complete your quest. Take this weapon, Kratos. Take this power and use it to defeat your enemies.
Next up in locations, name me this location. You are correct if you said the Temple of Pandora. Now the big bad of the game, Ares for 400. During the boss fight against Ares, what weapon did Kratos use to kill him? And you were right if you said the Blade of the Gods. I will also accept the sword bridge, or the bridge that was a sword, whatever variation of that is, close enough.
I was trying to make you a great warrior. You succeeded.
Now under enemy types for 400. Name me this enemy. And you are correct if you said the Minotaur. Now lastly, voices for 400. Who is this character?
Zeus! Do you see now what your son can do?
And you are correct if you said Ares. I know Ares has his own category, but hey, it's the big bad of the game. Why not?
Zeus! Do you see now what your son can do?
Now up to the 600-point questions. Now 600 under gifts from the gods. How does Kratos get Medusa's gaze ability? You are right if you said by killing Medusa. Now locations for 600. Name me this location. You are correct if you said the Desert of Lost Souls. Back to the big bad Ares for 600. Where can a statue of Ares, as well as Pandora's Guardian, be found? You are correct if you said the throne room. I will also accept Mount Olympus because, yep, close enough. Now, enemy types for 600. Name me this enemy. You are correct if you said Centaur. Now, voices for 600. Name me this character.
We promised your sins would be forgiven, and so they are. But we never promised to take away your nightmares.
You are correct if you said it was Athena.
We promised your sins would be forgiven, and so they are. But we never promised to take away your nightmares.
Now we're getting a little bit harder. We are up to the 800-point questions. Now first, under gifts from the gods for 800. What ability creates a vortex of electricity around Kratos that devastates surrounding enemies? You're correct if you said Poseidon's Rage.
You will need the power of the gods. Take this weapon, Kratos. Take this power and use it to defeat your enemies.
Now, locations for 800. Name me this location. This one was tricky, but this is the Aegean Sea. Up at 800 under Ares. How did Ares kill Kratos in God of War 1? And the correct answer is he impaled him with a pillar.
I will see to that. Goodbye, Spartan. You will rot in the depths of Hades for all eternity.
Now, enemy types for 800. Name me this enemy. And you were correct if you said it was a satyr. Now, last of the 800s under voices. Name me this character.
But if you are to succeed in your quest, you will need my aid.
And you're correct if you said Zeus.
But if you are to succeed in your quest, you will need my aid.
Now cue the music because this is where it gets difficult. This is our 1,000 point questions. So everyone strap in, be ready, and here we go. Under gifts from the gods for 1,000. What ability was given to Kratos after he defeats Pandora's Guardian? You are correct if you said the Army of Hades.
Of the dead, who stand ready to fight by your side.
Take this weapon, Kratos. Take this power and use it to defeat your enemies.
Now, locations for 1,000. Name me this location. And you are correct if you said the Temple of the Oracle. Now, last question for 1,000 under Ares. What was Ares' last words? You are correct if you said, I was trying to make you a great warrior.
I was trying to make you a great warrior. You succeeded.
Last up under enemy types, name me this enemy. You are spot on if you said Pandora's Guardian. Now the last question under voices. Name me this character.
Thank you! Thank the gods you came back for me!
You are 100% correct if you said the shipboat captain, and he is one of my favorite running gags in the God of War series, hands down.
Thank you! Thank the gods you came back for me! I didn't come back for you.
Now that we're done with the categories, we have one question left. We are going to Final Jeopardy. Now, for all of you who don't know how to play Final Jeopardy, add up the total points of your score that you had during this game, and you can wager up to that amount, or absolutely zero if you want to. I'm going to show you the category for the Final Jeopardy question. At that point, you will wager as much points as you want that you have, and if you get the question right, you get that point in return. But if you get the question wrong, you get minus those points. So today's Final Jeopardy category is the Spartan Army. I will give you a few seconds here to place your bets. Think about it for a minute, then I will reveal the question. Okay, time's up. Here is the Final Jeopardy question for this game. What was Kratos' rank in the Spartan army before his servitude to Ares? And you got the Final Jeopardy question right if you said he was the captain of the Spartan army.
The youngest and boldest captain in the Spartan army, Kratos inspired fierce loyalty in his men.
So how did you all do in this game today? Tell me in the comments down below. If you really did like it, please hit that like button. I'd really do appreciate it. Helps out the channel, helps out the video. And also, if you really did like it, think about subscribing. We do a lot of cool stuff here. And above all, good night and happy gaming. Good night, everybody!